Hello and welcome to 365 and 365. I'm your host Jacob Griffin, and today we're talking about the movie Kate Plays Christine. It's a documentary from 2016, and it's the story of actress Caitlin Shale? I think that's how you say her name. I'm not exactly sure what the pronunciation is. I think they said it in the movie, but everyone called her Kate, so whatever. And it's about her sort of preparing to play the role of TV reporter Christine Chubbuck, who, if you don't know, on the internet, she is a reporter who killed herself live on television in the 1970s in Sarasota, Florida. And she's sort of become this big deal on the internet because her video was like considered the holy grail of lost media in a way, because nobody's ever seen the tape since it first aired, and like it's nowhere on the internet, which is the most surprising thing in the world, that you can't, find something like that on the internet. And so it's a documentary that sort of explores her getting ready to play Christine and kind of losing her mind in a way. That's the way the movie felt for me. And this is sort of indicative of the whole movie experiences. This is a movie I was very excited to see since then, because the Christine Chubbuck story kind of fascinates me a little bit in hearing about it. And so this was one of two movies last year that came out that was about this story. There was this one, and then there was Christine, which starred Rebecca Hall, which is sort of a dramatization of the events, and I'd like to see that too, but it's not out yet. This just came out. This movie felt like they were trying to blur the line between reality and dramatization a little bit. There are these parts in the movie where they're reenacting some bits of her life, and like it is a movie, but the rest of it sort of focuses on her preparing for this role, learning more and more about Christine. And so in a way, it's a nice vessel to kind of learn more and more about this person. And I thought the back half of the documentary was much better than the first half, because it started focusing less on Kate preparing for this role and more on just Christine in general, which I always thought was the more interesting aspect of this story. They at one point go and meet up with two people who worked at the station with her when she did this, and they talk to her about that day. They talk to them about that day, and they see footage of her doing her show, not the footage of her suicide, but they see footage of her doing an interview and stuff. And it was very interesting and sort of weirdly, darkly morbid to see that and hear about, she came in that day and just felt very, she was very normal. She was laughing, she was happy and stuff. And all that stuff that was more about Christine and not about the preparing of the role, I felt was more interesting. The problem is that I'd say the majority of it focuses on that. Let's prepare for this role. Let's be, she's trying to be as faithful as possible. In the end, I was left wondering what the point of this movie was, right? Because I don't think it was ever going to be an actual movie. I think it was always planned as this documentary that we have here now. And so I'm just left wondering, what's the point of this at the end? And I think the point they were trying to get across is that people are weird for wanting to see this video and glorifying a woman who committed suicide live on air just because they think that it'd be cool to see someone shoot themselves on live television or something like that. But the weird thing is that the preceding film is sort of all about that, and I don't know, I think it tries to humanize Christine Chubbuck a little bit compared to the urban legend that the internet has put out about her. And I just think it's a muddled message in the end that overall I don't think worked out, but I mean, who knows? I think it's open to interpretation, really, what this movie was about. And yeah, this is such a weird, strange movie to try to even talk about, It's a very hard movie to wrap your head around a little bit. It's way less straightforward than I ever expected from the trailers, because the trailers made it seem like it was going to be sort of half about her getting ready for this role, maybe some dramatization stuff, and then about Christine, and it's way more about her getting ready for this role than it is about Christine. And it's a shame, because I thought the Christine stuff was actually very interesting and very well done in sort of giving information about this person. So I think overall, I'm going to rate it about a 5 out of 10. I thought that it started off strong a little bit, then I thought it kind of meandered in the middle, and then I thought it started to get really interesting, and then it just kind of ends. I think maybe if this movie had gone back to the drawing board a little bit and sort of picked a more focused approach on what it wanted to do, it would have been a lot better. But it's still an interesting watch, so I'd recommend people still check it out and get their own opinion about it. But as for me, I thought it was very in the middle. I kind of came from it confused a little bit, and sort of like I wanted this to be better, you know. So yeah, that's all my thoughts on Kate Plays Christine. Sort of let me take you through the spiel here a little bit. If you like this show, maybe consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video. Maybe commenting down below if you've seen Kate Plays Christine, what you thought of it. Comment down below what movies you think I should watch next. You can follow the show on Twitter and get any sort of updates on anything going on there at 365 and 365 Show on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at itsjaygriff, ITSJAYGRIFF. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we are reviewing the film Zodiac by David Fincher. Should be interesting. I've heard it's very long, so kind of excited. I don't know. See ya.
Look, I'm terribly depressed, and I'm thinking about killing myself.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, I don't. Let's talk about it tomorrow.